Hey, it's the chat couch.
As usual.
As always.
Yeah.
We come again, and today, Charlie, we come talk about our lifestyle from beginning to where we are right now. Abenzi.
Yeah, man.
We go talk about things like, Charlie, some of the newcomers coming in, some of the things they should know, right? Some of the things they should know before getting themselves into the... You see, we have this stigma in Ghana.
Yeah.
As in, not even Ghana alone, in Africa in general.
Yes.
It's like, we pluck money in trees.
On trees, yeah.
Because it will bring me to a subject I used to talk about. I used to tell one of my friends, he used to live in America. I say, now maybe it's $100, they behave like the world they come to an end. The way I curse that guy. I say, now also there, the shit talk, right? Because $100, you they behave like that. Me, I come enter, where I say,
it looks so the story there, yeah.
So me, I tell my family people where I say, that guy, he's been patient with me.
Yes.
Because the thing he talk, when me, I come enter where I see,
yeah.
He say, Charlie, if somebody there abroad, you don't know them a problem, it brings us to another edition of the chat couch. We have L'Oreal holding us down with all the beautiful African foods, shito, like everything African. You get it. Hey, her number is scrolling under the screen. I get Shiny Wabenzi. I get Adamsi. I get Nana Adansi Mayor in our midst as well. So today we're talking about everything.
It's pretty much
our journey.
It's so going to be life experience. It's going to be everything.
So we can advise the youths, everybody coming in. Like the chat couch is your go-to place to find out about everything, entertainment and everything with your journey. Coming to Canada, US, wherever you're going to. This is your go-to place.
Yeah, that's it.
So I'm gonna start with Adamsi.
Yeah, man.
And I'm gonna ask you, bro.
Yeah.
We all see the challenges with the newcomers, the things they go through.
Yeah.
So far, with your journey, what have you seen? And the experiences you've had so far and your advices.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very broad. But first of all, I just want to voice out and let the newcomers coming in. The journey is not an easy one, especially when you have no idea what you're getting yourself into.
Right.
You have no clue what's happening down here. You understand? I've had few calls, from newcomers, right? I have some that I still talk to, and they do tell me what are the challenges they're going through. I met a student. There were actually two students at African Superstore, and then I was on the phone speaking Tree, and the guy approached me and he's like, "Oh, where you Ghana ni? Oh, bro, me say me a student of Alex Fraser, but me buy me share Ghana phobia apart from me course mate here or high, and this is the first time I ever African Superstore animal, and basically what he's trying to say is that since he's a student and he's been there for almost a year and he hardly meets Ghanaians, and then somebody recommended him to come to the African Superstore to come do grocery shopping, and we happened to meet, and he was telling me,
what year was that?
Just a few months ago.
Oh, wow.
Few months ago, yeah. And then he was like, please, can you please give me your number? And if there's any occasions or programs going on, just let me know and all that. And it's like, one of the things that he said is that we are very lowly in campus. And I'm like, wow. And this is some of the challenges that the newcomers face. Yeah. And it comes down to my experience, right? When I face, I'll put it in this way. There are people who just want to be like knowledge. They don't want to mingle or make friends. But I think that if you do that, I would say, it's not a good thing to do. That's my point of view. You need to connect, network. Even though you are not you are somebody who is very introvert. You understand? You still need to get to talk to people, because the people who has been here for long at least have one or two things to share with you or advise you on some of the things to do and not to. And that will just solely depend on you, whether you're going to take it or not. And no matter what the person is going to tell you, there's going to be a little bit of advice that you can pick from to help you navigate your way through to being a newcomer here.
I agree with you, Adam.
Right.
I'm going to say this. I think there's this stigma that goes around, right?
Yes.
We've been around. I think we have friends all over.
Yes.
And you hear stuffs like, maybe a Ghana forward, the Menko. Yeah. We've always had that. It's just like going back to secondary school. You have your mother telling you, like go and study on your books.
Exactly.
We are traditional people, right?
Right.
And now it will come down to Shiny Wabezi.
Right.
It's not just our Ghanaians, right? This person who approached you had a great, because he's missed that, right?
Yeah.
I'll put depression on Shiny Wabenzi.
Okay.
Because you know what? We have guys who have come, they couldn't survive it. Some are dead. Some couldn't just, have the fact that, you know what, you can't depend on. And that's how come Adamse was making his submission. He's like, I miss a Ghanaian. So when he saw him, he's like, this is my brother.
Yeah.
He was relieved.
Why do we put ourselves in those situations? Take it from that depression aspect. Okay. Because we've seen it, bro.
You see,
over the years.
Yeah. As Adam they talk now, I observe one thing. He speak Canada English plenty. So okay. He make her confused. Make us speak Canada English.
We're just trying to balance it for our viewers out there too.
That's why I want you to take it from that.
For our viewers out there too.
Before we all came out here, we had expectations. Then we got in, and then we were faced with reality. Right? And some of the realities of this acquaintance or traveling can be very harsh. Can be very, very, very harsh. You see, in Ghana, we are accustomed to this thing of like obiasem. Baron no see me like 2 days or something, go come knock my door, Charlie, now you crazy. Yeah, nobody go mind.
We are family.
You understand? Yeah. So these are some of the harsh realities that people come to realize after they get here, and then they start getting depressed, because it's like everything you know and everything you're used to is just taken away from you just like that. And it's not like it's not a gradual process, it's instantaneous.
Yeah.
The only more Ghana if you come here, massa, none of it they work. You understand? Nobody go can knock your door, nobody go can busy say you chop or chop,
Yeah.
Some of us are crying like we they come for like Ghana. If we watch TV, think so you come. You see, let me talk this matter. One lady friend of mine is like, had ye Matisse girls no kwa swarm mumpa no mode nam se besin na nkoda. Why I say no, it never be true. Matisse on the Mebu, I said no, it's never true.
They like to us in the movies.
Exactly, movies be different. Like somebody go somebody has the go pay free, take food, day like that.
Wabenzi, hold on for a second.
Yes.
You see, it brings me down to a question I've always asked, and I think it works with all of us too. Toronto has always been the destination of Canada.
Yes.
Yeah.
Until some of us came here, we never heard of Vancouver.
Yeah.
But here we are in Vancouver. So at times, is it the education?
Yes.
And you still have to hold on that spot. We are here now, right?
Yeah.
But coming back from Ghana, I'm sure none of us have heard of Vancouver. Have we?
No. I've never heard of Vancouver.
So that destination has in learn. Google search. Do your thing.
Can Google there.
Yeah, go there.
So you see, all these things they compound, they become a bigger thing. Then you see, after a while, you start getting depressed, because the expectations you take come versus the reality. Then Charlie be two different things.
Yes.
Be the education party they talk about. If you for any system at all, even if you move from Kumasi come across, if you for learn Accra, people them away.
Yeah.
If your Kumasi ways no go work for Accra, where Accra ways to no go work for Kumasi. You don't understand. So this be another thing too. Way if you come out, you for take time, then learn the system. You don't be so there you go depressed, you go frustrated. We've had our fair share of depression and stress. Me as a day Ghana, you can't talk depression, stress, and things. I will talk say brother. Or when some do juma. As I can say no, the thing it be real. It they happen. You they get frustrated. You understand, because we no take one at time learn the system, or the people we can meet, they no really educate us on a whole lot of things.
Yeah.
We had to just use our own paskume, just say a crash system, then we take learn.
Yeah.
And by so doing, there are people where if you not be very strong, Charlie, you go lose them.
Yes. Yeah.
Me one thing at the talk, I get on my guy be like that way all the time at the commot hard giver. The things where the guy they go through is still he didn't walk around like nothing.
I know where they go. I know where they go.
Hey, my friend,
no shaking. No shaking.
I bet you on it. I bet you on it. I bet you on it.
No shaking. Yeah, but you know what? We give thanks.
We give thanks.
We give thanks. Yeah.
We like if as we come, we get help.
Yeah. It would have been way better.
It would have been way better, but we had to figure it out on our own. It's not. It's traveling the big deal, and you just for make ready say you go learn.
Yeah.
If you're not ready to learn, then I beg make you no come. But if you come, you will come for straight. They can't worry.
And drop ego. Maybe one thing. You know, we as Africans, we have big ego. There are times where you know what, and we're talking out of experience. There are times where you have to mellow your ego.
Yes.
You know, at times when you just smile on some things to cover some things, it doesn't make you a weak man.
A weak person.
Or a weak person, right?
Yeah.
But you know, I'm gonna say this before I go to Nana. This is what I'm gonna say. The system, right? The system is built in a way. And brothers like us will tell you, we are felt to be so powerful as in we don't need counseling. We cannot do counseling. You know, I will share an experience here. The first time I was told to, and I would say I was told because you know what, somebody have to push me to that agenda.
Exactly.
And when I did that, the person looked at me because I went with a straight
The
face.
person pushed you to do what? Push you to do
because,
what?
counseling.
Yeah, he didn't say that. That's what I just.
okay.
I was just
Counseling.
yeah.
So I was pushed to do counseling. And you know, as a black man, you have so much ego. You feel like, who is this stranger?
To go advise me.
Who are you?
Yeah.
And I sat down, and this person looked at me because I went with a straight face.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized they are professionals.
Yeah.
She said to me, it was a lady. She said to me, think of somebody in your head that you miss. And all of a sudden, I started smiling. She said, who have you thought of? I said, you know what? My mother. It brought a smile to my face.
Exactly.
Because as at that point, this is an immigrant who has never gone back.
Yeah.
So, you know, that feel of my mother was in my head.
Exactly.
But I went with a straight face, thinking I'm champion attack, you know? Nobody can move me.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
that means
yes.
Yeah.
So that was when I realized that, you know what, everybody need help.
Yeah.
Because we have this mentality as in, nobody can. You know, we are strong mentally. You will go crazy. You will jump into some drugs. You will do so many things. So as newcomers, before I go to Nana, I'm going to say this and I'm going to put this thing out there. It's nothing about egoistic. There's nothing about I know too much and I can't share my story and I'm too, I'm too big and I will.
Nobody can advise me.
No, you will die.
Yeah.
You will die because the word is, everybody needs somebody.
Yeah, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
Everybody needs somebody.
No matter what.
So whatever it is, I know at times trustworthiness is a big deal. But you know what? You can get that 1-2 people in your circle who you can, And if you can't, it doesn't mean that you are from Ghana, so you have to do what? Deal with a Ghanaian.
Yes.
Go pay for assistance, get help. And you know what? Your mental health. I'll go to Nana Ofori Ben. Nana, all we've been saying, your take on it.
You see, all what Shiny, yourself, and Adam said is all true, but we have to break it into categories.
Right.
You understand? As an immigrant or as a newcomer, the status you brought into this country. One, you might be a student. Mm-hmm. You understand? Different, your frustration you will pass through.
Exactly.
Because you are coming here for an aim, you have a target. You understand? Your school is responsible. And let's say your accommodation, whatever. The socialization part that Adams had an encounter with a new student here, maybe he don't want to go out. You understand? That's why you remember I was asking which year, because it was last year and this year I realized actually Ghanaians or Africans day here brutal. But when we came around 2012, 2013, it was very hard for you to see black. When I'm working, right, and I was doing landscaping, when I see black, it's like I was relieved. I'm eager to talk to that black. You understand? I can't remember my first experience with a black girl, right? I was working at a Blessing bookstore, right? And I met this Ghanaian black girl. Immediately, she told me she's from Ghana. It was like, I want to know her more. Although I was married. I was with my woman, right? But I wanted to know her as my sister.
Right.
You get what I mean? And because it was hard for me. And through that, I met another white man who was coming to the bookstore to shop. And he said, oh, where are you from? I said, I'm from Ghana. He said, I attend Ghanaian church. And I said, oh, then take me to that church. But before that, I was attending white church, right? That was through that church that I met Adams and Lewis. You understand? Pastor Solo's church, right? It was a white man who invited me. You know that? That tall girl.
Brother Mark.
Mark and the family.
Yeah,
right?
Brother Mark. Okay. Yeah.
You understand? So sometimes socialization also helps. We also want to talk about maybe some people like us. We got our permanent residence in Ghana before coming. So for us to acclimatize or get settled was very easy for us, right? And we have people who came here with conferences, visiting visa, what we call tourism visa, and later the kind of stress we go through in Africa to get here. You know, sometimes we can't just come here and waste our time to watch Granville and watch Vancouver Island and just go back.
High rises.
You understand? So we feel like we want to work to subsidize our cost. You understand? So through that process, you might be lucky to get maybe a landscaping company or maybe a construction company, which they will see to be a strong guy that they would like to work with you. And maybe through that, you will try to change your status into a permanent residence. And through all that, you know, as Baron was saying, people have egos in Africa. It is true. But when you come here and you really want to socialize and you really want to be part of the system, you have to come down. You know, my first time working as backroom staff, you know, in the warehouse, let's say I was working for Target and I was at the back room, right? Lifting these boxes and stuff, you know, 22, 23-year-old supervisor was just tossing me around like I was nobody. You understand? That was my worst experience, that I fell from a ladder, right? I was trying to stock some stuff on the shelves, right?
Yeah.
And the ladder made some mistake and I came down from there. Yeah, the ladder made mistake. I came down from the ladder, and in fact, I should have used that as an opportunity to even claim something, right? And I was hurt though, because when I even went home, I later realized that the pain was there, right? But I said, oh, I'm strong, you know, and even when I came back the next day, they were shocked. You understand? And later I spoke to one Indian friend and he said, bro, you should have taken 5 years leave, and you know. But as Baron is saying, like, with my ego and I'm a strong guy and I want to prove a point. You understand? But at the end of the day, I could have died. You understand? I could have died. So we will advise our brothers who are new, our sisters who are new, that it is a process. If people tell you the process they pass through to get what we call a card in this country, it is stress. Unless maybe you got married and when you were coming here, they filed for you. Right. Even when they file for you and you come here, you have to start working. The kind of job that you have to do to get the kind of job you really want to do as your dream job.
It's a process.
It's a process. Because some people are bankers, some people are nurses, some people are teachers, some people have shops that they have almost about 12 workers under them. Every morning, afternoon, they call them boss, madam. It has eaten into their head. But when you come here and you start as a cleaner and you go open one washroom, and you see how it has been messed up and you got to clean it up, there you're going to cry. You say, am I meant for this? No, bro, you are meant for that, because 2 weeks time you're going to get your paycheck, right? So me going through all this process, I say, come down. As Baron, our host, was saying, just bring your ego down and start all afresh. You understand? The orientation itself. You know, when you are advising people from Africa before traveling here, they think maybe you are trying to sabotage their dreams. It's not like that.
Right.
Some real facts like that, when we tell people from Africa, they think, there was one guy I met on Twitter, Twitter space. I was trying to tell people the situation we go on here. Oh, you guys, you don't want us to come. You think you've seen it all. That's why you are sabotaging our dreams and plans. I said, no problem. The next call I had, I think 2-3 months later, he was in Toronto and he was stuck.
You got stuck.
Oh, bro, can't you get opportunity for me in Vancouver? I'm ready to come. I can live with you like 2 months to settle. I say, what is your status here? Some conference. I say, conference. Let me be conference holder. Forgive me. I know the last time the way I spoke to you on Twitter was bad and stuff. It has come back to haunt him.
Yeah.
Now he has faced the reality and there's nothing he can do.
Okay. Yeah. I just want to jump in here. It's true. Like when you come in as a student, you have your struggle that you have to go through.
Yeah.
When you come in as a tourist or whatever it means, you have your struggle. And when you come in as a permanent resident holder, you have a struggle. Okay. But there's always this standard challenges that everyone has to go through. One of the things is language barrier.
Yeah.
As in English, we have English.
The accent. No, we speak English. I met one guy today. I was going to get a coffee and I met this guy, a black guy. I saw him.
One of our
this guy was just walking around. He saw me and we and then he said he's from Uganda. Uganda, they speak English.
Uganda, okay.
You understand? They speak English. But me even being an African, it was hard for me to hear what the guy was saying.
The tonation.
The accent.
Yeah, the accent, yeah.
Basically, hold your thought.
All right.
Because language will always be a problem.
Yes, always. That's what I'm saying. It's a standard challenges that everyone goes through.
Okay.
Yeah. So you understand?
So
even the British, when they come, they face it. They face it. That's a standard challenge. And another thing is the culture. You understand?
Yeah.
And also I remember this story. I remember one time when we used to live 147 and it was early morning.
Be careful what you say.
We're going to work. You understand?
You're going to trouble.
And then no, this is just it's not an experience that I experienced that I was saying.
Yeah.
You understand?
Let's hear you.
Listen, abroche is not for the weak. You know where I
disagree with you though.
It's not for the weak.
Okay, I disagree with you.
Oh yeah, that's your opinion. Yes. It's not for the weak. You understand? This it was early morning, winter. You understand? Yeah. And then we had to go to work early morning. I think it was with me and Louis, Shanua Benzi. We were going to work early in the morning. We left from our house to the bus stop is about 5 minutes walk, and we left early because we timed the bus before we head out. This is what I'm telling you.
You guys were not driving.
No, we wasn't driving then.
You were broke then.
Very broke.
You understand?
I'm just asking.
Every time the bus, the bus comes like maybe 6:05.
Are you driving now?
Oh yeah, of course I'm driving now. These are some of the challenges, the experience I'm trying to share. You understand?
Get out. Let me feel free.
Baro, you're
not. You are host. Be careful.
You understand?
Yeah.
So we time the bus.
Yeah.
5 minutes before the bus arrive, we get there like 5 before the bus arrive. Early morning we had to go to work. Cause we have our bags on our back. So we just and it was raining.
It was what?
It was raining.
What were you doing?
Construction. Yes, it was raining. Yeah. One fateful early morning.
Let me feel your palm.
How do you feel my palm? It's hard, eh?
I'm sorry.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Charlie. We walked and then we got to the bus stop. It was raining giddy. And then we saw the bus coming. We said, oh, hallelujah, bus is coming.
We'll say some stories.
And then, you know what? The bus driver got there. He just drove past us.
Hey, but people have something.
Me and Opana, we just started and we look at the bus driver.
We put it into the world.
The bus driver, who you crying?
Your man go verse.
My guy.
And what was his reason though?
Who knows?
He don't see you.
The guy drive away.
The guy just drove away.
He don't see you.
He don't see me.
He don't see you.
And it was raining.
I thought you questioned the next
day. It's too dark with the dark people. The dark inside.
So that would be the only reason. We were dark, and then
it was dark too.
That brings in racism.
Yeah.
These are one of the standard challenges that everyone has to go through.
Yeah, I think the rain passing high. You know
the place I know they there.
No, nothing.
If it's just that poor way they there with the
were you guys able to go back You change. You wait for the other one.
Then relationship we want to go. Do you go wait for the other?
You go wait for the other one. And when the other bus came, we sat in the bus and look at your parapet, look into my face.
They're looking at Louis. He will give attitude.
No.
That day you did it.
That is.
That day when I see Charlie, I no be anybody.
That's what I'm saying. Approach is not for the weak.
Right now,
You will cry.
Kill some people.
You sometimes, man, you just.
No, it's all experiences.
That's one of the experience. That's what I'm saying. Approach is not for the weak. So you just have to be mentally prepared.
Of course.
That's what I would just say.
I like that fact.
Approach the rain. You know, be normal rain for Ghana. It be ice water.
Ice water.
It be okay.
Winter.
You see, this be what me I go talk.
Yeah.
This be what I go talk, and it go take me back to Wabenzi, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you see, me. We all sharing our experiences.
Yeah.
Growing up, I saw Canada like heaven. Because we were doing the pen pal. We were writing letters.
Yeah.
I used to have a pen pal in Toronto.
Okay.
If she's alive, if she's dead, I don't know.
Right.
It's been primary school and junior high and all this, those times. So I was seeing the greenish aspect of Canada. Like, I've never seen the Hastings. Like they always deceive us.
Yeah. They hide that. They don't want you to see that.
They will send you all those things. So I always felt that energy. I had pen pals in Australia, Canada. Like
most of the times you see them on postcards.
Postcards. Yes, because you write the exchange, right?
Yeah.
So it's always been beautiful.
Yeah.
And you come here and you realize that what we preach, it's not really what it is.
Yeah.
Because
what they preach. Or what we preach. What they preach.
Now we are citizens. We are preaching.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Now we are telling them the truth.
Yeah, but that's the truth.
Right.
But everybody, why do we have this stigma saying, somebody who lives abroad is so enriched, like they have money. They can provide for everything, right? Why is it that we are here, right?
Yeah.
Like I said in my previous submission, I said I had a friend in US. When I asked him for $100, I'm like, baby, we crossing the path. Why $100 be big up you like that?
Yeah.
Until me, I can't enter. Why will I say, hey, the bill?
Yeah.
But he was telling me then, and I was like, yo.
Why? $100 you go give me, they give plenty stories.
And he was like, yo, when I came and I said what I saw and what he was like, bro, now you can tell $20. It's not $100.
Yeah.
Because by the time you calculate, long story short, I'll go to Wabenzi. Experiences so far.
So far so good.
No, I'm not done.
Okay.
Your experiences so far. I'm sure you've also experienced what I've experienced, what everybody have experienced.
Yeah.
My question to you is, Wabenzi, if you should take it back, would you still be in Canada?
Yes, I'll still be in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll still be in Canada, but if I should take it back, I would go about a lot of things differently. When we came in, we relied on mostly our own understanding when we should have been researching and learning the system. You understand? And I would say those things didn't really help because it made us make a lot of mistakes along the line. So yes, should I come back? Like, should we turn back the hands of time for me to do it all over again? Yes, 100%. I will still come to Canada, but the way I went about things would be different. Very, very different. I would actually try to learn the system than trying to use my Ghanaian understanding to fit into a system.
It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work like that. Yes, I would actually learn the ways of the people, how they go about things. And one of the things that is very important when you're in this part of the world is financial literacy. You need to champion it when you're in this part of the world, because if you don't, my brother, my sister, you're going to ruin yourself. It's just a matter of a few years and you're going to just run everything right to the ground.
Right.
Because the system is different. We are not used to that system in Ghana or Africa. So when you get out here and you have all these things at your disposal, you start like messing it up and using it anyhow. When in actuals, you're supposed to learn how to use all these things to your advantage, but they will rather ruin you. Do you get it?
And what are the things you are talking about?
First, like one of the first things is a credit card.
Okay.
You need to learn how to use credit card. We Africans get credit card, or most people get credit card, and they think, oh, I have a limit of maybe $30-something thousand, and it's my money. No, it's not your money.
You know, sorry to cut you here. Some people doesn't even they don't understand how credit card system works.
You get
They
it.
need orientation.
And that's the first thing.
That's some of the first things.
The first things that you need to learn,
as an
because
immigrant.
this country is all about credit score. Even if you get to a point, if you're going to buy toilet roll, they'll ask you, what's your credit score?
Yeah. You can have $1 million in your room under your bed, and I'll have a perfect credit score, and they'll give me just about anything and everything. And with your $1 million, there are certain cars that you even go to the dealership to buy, and they will not sell it for you. You need credit to be able to access those cars.
Yeah, that's
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, even I remember like a hotel self, right?
Yeah.
They need your
credit card
instead of
Yes.
they don't
So,
even sometimes don't
yes.
accept debit card.
If I had the opportunity to do it all over again, I'll come to Canada.
Okay.
But I would learn the system and learn how to use the system to my advantage.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yes.
nice one. I'll go to Adamsi.
Right.
And my question to you is this, my brother. Look at me.
I'm looking at you.
Hey.
There's this system, and you know what? I'm gonna take my glasses off because it's not the first time we've heard it.
Right.
They said in London, Paris, Vancouver, Toronto, New York, everywhere Ghanaians are, don't go there. It's so dramatic.
Right.
It's not the first time we've heard it.
Yeah, I've heard it so many
I want
times.
you to address it, because why are we like this? As a society, as people, why are we having these issues as in we are being tagged?
Right.
As in, baby, a Ghana for the men call.
Yeah.
Why are we having that issue?
Okay. To start with, right? I've seen people who have had issues where it end up being like somebody within their circle. I'm talking about Ghanaians. You know, but this question, right? I think it's a personal choice. You understand? But in general, I would say that it's good to mingle with people that understand your culture, your language, you know, your lifestyle. You understand? But you have to be selective. Very, very selective. You understand? Like I didn't know you from Ghana. You understand? But I didn't know Shiny from Ghana, even though he knew me and but I didn't know him some way. You understand? But he knew, because we had common
closer,
friends.
yeah.
You understand?
We became very
I didn't know Nana from Ghana, but look at us sitting here right now. You
I wish
understand?
my producer is in the seat, because this is a big discussion. I would have loved to talk on.
Yeah. So look at us right now, vibing. You know, how long have you been friends? 13 years and over.
We still don't know. We still don't know each other. Like that one, you can't put it on.
No.
Like,
no, I mean, we've known. I didn't say we've known each other.
You've heard it, right?
Exactly.
You've heard that.
So many times.
You've had friends.
So many times.
New York, London,
right?
And they tell you,
they all say the same thing.
So why are we like that?
No, they say that. But let me tell you, you end up finding out that their close friends are Ghanaians.
Yes.
But this same person will come and tell you, Charlie, don't baby I Ghana for one. No,
but it's for real though.
It's for real, but that's what I'm saying. Is a personal choice, and you have to be selective with it.
No, but the fact that it works for you, the fact that out of maybe 50 you go for.
Okay.
To be close to you,
right,
doesn't guarantee the fact that
it will work for someone else. Yeah,
you understand?
But you can't point any Ghanaian in this.
I disagree with you, and I'll go with others, because you know what? I've been on flight from Paris
to
Holland, right? From Holland to Accra. They even pop for the flight.
Me, I've heard at Bronx.
There's nothing
New
wrong
York
with it.
in Bronx.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But the very moment you would know that, when from Ghana, this person is from Ghana, right?
Right.
But you can easily throw them under the bus, as in they should be in problem. Listen, we all have our experiences. But even here, among our noses, we have a friend.
Right.
Who has to run to another province. Because another Ghanaian wanted to put him in trouble.
Exactly.
We won't go into detail, right?
Exactly, yeah.
But why are we these people? That's my question.
Yeah.
And I think you are not answering.
All fingers are not the same, but that
We
doesn't
agree.
mean we have bad nuts. But that doesn't mean we are all the same.
No.
That's what I'm
That's not
saying.
what we're saying.
If A doesn't work for you, you try B.
But before you try the
If
B, A has
you
finished
and Kofi is not
you.
compatible,
Before you try A, the B has finished you.
no. But in life,
has to run up.
But in life, listen.
No.
Baron, listen. In life, you get to fail,
Okay.
or you get to experience something to be able to be to be careful, or to be able to understand it, so that makes you very careful, or that makes you very alert. That okay, Charlie, I when I was friends with Kofi, Kofi showed me Pepe. You understand? So if I want to be friends with Kojo, you understand, I have to be careful with Kojo, even though Kojo is not like Kofi. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this we're gonna, if you want to talk about it, it's gonna keep going. It's a very
I think for lack of better word, right? It depends on the situation. It's a situational thing, right? Some people have worse experience, so they kind of give different kind of, either to discourage you or try to sell their story to you. It's about you being the buyer. You understand? Whether you have to take it or leave it. But the thing is, this thing, not only Ghanaian community, Nigerians are facing it, Cameroonians are facing it.
Yeah.
It's we the blacks. You understand? Even when you go to America, the rich, affluent blacks, they don't even live among them. They try to live. No, I understand your question very well. I'm coming to that point though.
Where you got to, and you are like, I get where you are coming from, but I'll put it this way, you know. I'll see it out of experience, right? This is what our people are saying. I don't know about Nigerians. I don't know about Sierra Leoneans.
Maybe he has had an experience with a Nigerian, or he has heard stories about Nigerians also kind of like in the same, cup of tea. You know.
Which one have you heard?
With Nigerians,
we've had a lot.
I've lived with Nigerians in the same apartment back in Malaysia.
Okay, you learn and not continue.
You see, we have a situation whereby even a Nigerian don't want to attend a Nigerian church. They want to attend Ghanaian church.
Okay.
A Ghanaian don't want to attend a Ghanaian church. They want to attend
Nigeria.
either. You understand what I mean?
Right.
But the first question that Baron was putting, this question was for you though, but what Baron was trying to say, how Abutre has really made way, right? If we are trying to consider, have we regretted or have we benefited, right? For me, I said our time, it is the worst. It has been our worst experience ever, because the perception we have about traveling hasn't been the same. Back in the days, right, there was no social media, so the connection and the chemistry between the people back home and you yourself abroad was way miles away. Right. But currently, I can tell you that we are closer to them than ever. Today, as I'm talking to you, as I'm talking to you, by every paycheck, you know the money you are sending, because they are closer. They are like flies. Before even, I don't know, some people even calculate that next week you'll be paid. But I knew some people that are very industrious whilst they were in diaspora, that they made projects, hotels, mansions and stuff, because they even come home every 6 months. You understand? Even some people, their mothers and their brothers and their family member will die. They wouldn't even know about it. But the family people will do the funeral correct.
Everything,
You understand? But currently, as I'm talking to you, if your mother is having headache, they will call you on WhatsApp. If you don't pick on WhatsApp, they'll call you Facebook. They will catch you on TikTok as well. You understand? So now they're very close too. So we can't save. We can't even tell me, when was the last time people make massive projects in Africa or in Ghana, unless you decide to, let's say, you don't want to mind your family, but you'll be cursed too. But people might also have this perception that you are living large and you don't want to mind the people. You understand what I mean? So currently, it is very difficult for people in the diaspora to save.
Right.
Because every situation, they have to come to you. Every situation. Now we deal with them as if we live in Accra and they live in Kumasi. You understand? So it's between you and your God. We are very
closer than ever.
Exactly.
It's been another edition of the Chat Couch, as always produced by the Baron Media Consult for ABL Studios, and we have Larry L representing.
And then shout outs to the producer Belinda Blinks for holding us down today.